I'll start from here as well. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. رب هب لي من لدنك ذرية طيبة إنك سميع الدعاء. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Can we just ask people a quick question before we begin? It's just regarding the video recording. So we're doing this for the first time, and our objective is to try and introduce your lectures to people that, especially people that come from backgrounds like mine, from the Muslim world. I think it will be of great interest to them. So the only question here, Dr. Ali is approved of him being recorded, but we are using a wide angle camera here that would mean that you are also in the recording, not so much, but like mostly.
It'll be like your back, for if you're sitting here.
If you're sitting here, it'll be your back here. So if you don't want that, we understand that it's not our main goal, but we thought that it would be nicer if people are, if it's a halaqa.
Show that it's a halaqa, exactly.
Yeah. If not, we can totally use this camera, which is with only Dr. Ali in the frame. So,
does everybody give consent to it?
yeah,
That's what they are asking. If you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay.
If anybody has objections.
I was just good to go.
No.
I'm good to go. Let's do this. Oh, it's starting. Maybe we should tell Tarek too. It's camera shy.
You guys were filming.
Yeah.
If you are, give that notepad behind you.
It's T-Rex.
Welcome. Good, and
You might be in it.
just here.
How you doing? On the left.
No.
This brown meat.
So get your brownie. Oh,
Sure.
No. The brownie tastes much better. Think of it like that. I will never forget that example. And I even told my mother that example once. The creator of the brownie is the one that endowed the brownie with characteristics that it tastes good.
mashallah. It's good. Are you comfortable there?
This is Rashid's brother. I don't know if you
Rashid's brother, Rashid Dar.
Yeah.
MashaAllah, he's in Wisconsin. Is he?
Yeah, right now, yes.
Right now. Oh, your voice reminds it.
So Rashid, that I miss
Rashid's voice.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell someone else about this.
Exactly. So, do you remember? Exactly,
Yeah.
he works, he speaks in the same way as Rashid does.
I hope not.
Right. You do whatever you want. It's better. That's how you are. Okay. Okay. Christina, well, I promised you that we are going to talk about the difference between existence of a thing and essence of a thing. There are many schools of thought, of course, many ways of thinking, developing this. There are many books written about it. I haven't read really all of them. What is my conclusion? Existence of a thing is to be combined with the essence of a thing, but we have to make the locus or loci of the locus of the existence carefully. For example, you can think of an existence of a thing which doesn't exist in the outside world. It may not have an outer existence. For example, let's say, give an example which unicorn, yeah, unicorn. So the Muslim scholars say that the unicorn does exist in your mind. Not all of them though, but the main one. It does exist in your mind because you are imagining whatever. That it exists there. So existence is undisputed. But not in the outside world that the unicorn must have an external existence in the outside world, but that imagination is a kind of existence.
So you are saying that nothing outside of your mind cannot exist?
No, not at all. No, it's a very quick conclusion. No. So it may have, may not have, but definitely whatever you think of an existence of a thing, it exists. Not necessarily that it should have an external existence within the universe. Within the universe means because we can relate the essence of a thing only within the universe. But a sense of a thing which is not within the universe, we cannot relate it. We cannot relate it because it is not experimental. It's not observable. So if we refer to something which is not within the universe, but for example, the source of the universe, existence of the source of the universe, we should not wait or expect to see the external existence of it because we are saying this is the source of the existence of the universe. But in every case, no one can argue that whatever the mind can think of or can perceive, the existence of that thing exists for sure. There's a kind of logical discussion that goes on in human minds, and also some people make a lot of arguments about it. But I'm, as far as I understand as a layman in philosophy or in logic, I'm not a logician or anything, but just like you and anybody else can read here and there as a layman, I understand that we should not confuse two concepts, essence and existence. Existence is universally to be accepted, but essence of a thing may not be describable. It means, depending on what I am talking about, if I am talking about the essence of an imaginary creation, creature which within the universe, which doesn't have an external existence within the universe, then I think of it in terms of imaginary existence in my mind. But if I am talking about, for example, existence of, the Rashid's brother's name was?
Omar.
Omar. So if I'm talking about Omar, to ask him that, Rashid's brother Omar, I am referring to an object which does have an external existence. So existence is sure, and we can talk about the essence of him as well. What the people usually make mistakes about God's existence, because we cannot experiment the essence of God, the people say, since you cannot really experience the essence of God, so you cannot accept the existence of God. But by definition, God is not within the universe. So I can, by definition of God, which is the source of the existence of the universe, so I should not look for an experience of him. But logically, I cannot deny the existence of him, because my logical thinking is real. It means I can say, if something has an existence, its existence either can be contingent, which is dependent, or its existence can be necessary. But logically we know that, for example, this is the carpet or Omar. If the carpet was not made, carpet would not exist. It has a maker, because its existence is not necessary. It may not exist. Omar's existence is also contingent. Did you decide to make yourself? So it means you are subject to continuous change. Your existence has a beginning and end. It means you have a contingent existence. So your contingent existence depends on something else. And the whole universe, with all the parts within it, are contingent existence. No one can say that an atom has to exist. It means its existence is necessary, because if something is within the universe, because the universe is subject to continuous change, they cannot sustain anything in the universe, cannot sustain its existence by themselves. They are all dependent. We cannot stop changing. We cannot stop being subject to a change. That's why our existence, we understand, contingent. If my existence is contingent, if I have no doubt about my existence, so my existence needs a necessary existent one in order to be explained, because I am contingent, I am dependent. I depend on what? Something must be. So this something, which is the source of existence of all contingent beings, must have a logical conclusion, necessary existence. So this necessarily existent one is the creator of the universe. That's very logical, and we cannot say, oh, where did you get this idea? Through my experience, any contingent being, any made being, any being which is subject to continuous change needs a source of existence. They cannot make themselves, that's logical. If someone says, no, I believe or I accept that carpet made itself, I say, I will never buy into this idea, but if you say so, please go ahead with your idea. I cannot share it. I cannot approve it. It is made because it is subject to continuous change, because it has a beginning and end. Logically, every moment of change is a beginning or end of the existence of that thing. For example, give a very simple example, make it simple to understand. Baby, I was a baby. And once I was a young guy, but I am a little bit old now, not much. Am I really very old? Hamza?
What?
So, you see, I'm subject to continuous change. I have a beginning and end. That's very important. Every moment. I'm continuously changing every moment.
Can I have a question? I mean, in this case, you can clearly see the change of the object, like in a case of living creature. But what about the case of like a tea bag box, which you don't see the change, but still you can claim, or you claim that it is changing, right?
Of course.
So,
The galaxies are changing, atoms are changing, molecules are changing, particles are changing, but our observation of the change may have different lifespan. That's quite normal, but everything is subject to change, so everything has a beginning and end. How do we understand from it? Because they cannot sustain their existence, because they cannot exempt themselves from being subject to change. It means somebody else is operating on them. Are you with me, Christina? Do you think this morning without brownie, it does?
I
So,
wanted to ask some other question, but it's about the unicorn. You know, you said that the unicorn exists in the different worlds that we don't perceive.
no, in mind. It's your
In the mind.
imagination.
But does it exist? Like, you know, if there is this universe that we perceive, you know, made of atoms and, but then if it's in our mind, is it having some other existence somewhere else?
No, it is. We have to understand that the objects with their qualities, we cannot separate the existence of an object from their qualities. It means, for example, again, Omar. Do you mind? It's okay. Omar exists, but we cannot really, for example, take Omar's cells away and talk about Omar's existence. Omar's shape, Omar's color, Omar's hair, Omar's, heart is beating. All together, all the qualities make what Omar is. So in this world, we have to accept that, we have to understand that we cannot abstract the existence of a thing from its qualities. That means, what are we talking about? A piece of stone, together with its qualities. We have to say it exists together with its qualities. What are we talking about? Imagination, color, shape, all other qualities. For example, Omar's feelings. We may not be able to put them in material form, doesn't matter. Throughout our experience, we know that Ömer has feelings. So although we may not give an external existence and shape to the feeling, but this is called synthetic statements, that's called premises. Synthetic, it means depends on experience. For example, I'm jumping now, not to confuse. We cannot make a synthetic statement about the absolute necessary existent who is the source of the existence of the universe. So it's not synthetic because we cannot experience it. But all our statements in this world are synthetic. It means I can experience it. I may not have it in the form of an object. So if I take Ömer's feelings, Ömer's memory, Ömer's imagination, part imagine, and carry on, there will be no Ömer. Carry on, take Ömer's cells. So what we understand from here, Ömer's existence does not consist of only Ömer's material, biological or physical body. So imagination is an entity within the existence of Ömer. So imagination is a created being, but doesn't have to be in the form of a material being. Imagination is given existence by the necessarily existent one or necessary existent one. So we understand whatever we see in this world which exist are contingent and they are dependable or dependent and they need for an necessary existent one for any human mind to explain their existence. First, they are not necessary to exist. Ömer doesn't have to exist within the conditions of this world. He exists only because he is given existence. Ömer's babyhood also existed only because it has been given existence. So somebody or something apart from the content of this universe is in operation on this universe. Clear, Eric? So we understand that mind works as an entity, and your imagination works as an entity. Your emotions work as an entity. Your thinking works as an entity, but these are all, if you like, very simple, with a simple word, made things. Because they cannot exist by themselves, they cannot be the maker of their own existence, because it is oxymoron. It is logically impossible to say a thing is making its own existence. It is illogical because in order to make something to give itself its own existence, it must have a prior existence. It is illogical. Do you follow me? Nothing can make themselves because we are questioning the existence of that thing. If someone says it exists by itself, it is illogical. Because if it existed, it doesn't need to be to exist again, so it doesn't need any other source because it already exists. So existing by itself is absolutely illogical. So all the terminology is used in this time, especially in the modern ages, which starts maybe 17th century onwards, they speak with the language as if the things exist by themselves. They say brain works in this way. Come on, brain doesn't work in this way. Brain has given existence with the quality to work as we experience it. Brain doesn't work by itself. All this secular science is based on this very obvious logical fallacy. We have to be very aware of it. Very obvious logical fallacy. They say gravity draws the things to itself. Gravity cannot have this drawing quality by itself. Nothing can exist by itself. Drawing or pulling power has in an independent existence from gravity, whatever we say. For example, Omar exists together with his imagination, his thinking, his power of sight, his power of hearing, his power of taste, his power of enjoyment. That all makes Omar. Every single entity within the existence of Omar is or needs for a source which will give them existence, because they cannot exist by themselves and they are subject to change. They are contingent. They need a necessary source to give them existence. And this necessary source is definitely the source which gives the existence to all universe. So this necessary source is not of the kind of this universe. Cannot be, because otherwise the creator of the universe must be the creator itself, the universe itself. It's logically contradictory. Do you follow me? Logically contradictory. For example, I made myself. It's again logically contradictory. A part of the universe is the source of the existence of the universe. It's logically contradictory. Yeah, for example, very, very simple logic that they say a part cannot be bigger than the whole. Yeah, it is logically inconsistent. No one can accept that. So a part of the contingent existence cannot be the source of the contingent existence. That's when Islam says La ilaha, that means this. It's very logically, not very logical. I would say you cannot really logically discard this idea or reject this idea, La ilaha. La ilaha means there is no God in this world, which means there is no source of existence within this universe. Because the universe itself is contingent. A contingent thing needs a necessary source to give it its existence. So it's needed to exist. It's in need of existence. If something is in need of existence, cannot be the source of another contingent existence. Because it needs itself to be made. It means to have the existence given to him by an external source. So human mind definitely says, with no doubt to me of course, with no doubt, the universe needs a source of its own existence which is not contingent. It means necessarily existent one. When we say there is no God but God the Creator, there is nothing in this universe which has a divine power, divine quality. It means nothing in this universe which can be the source of existence of another thing. But it itself is in need of being made or being given its own existence. La ilaha means the very the first part of how to say testimony or testimony of the teachings of the Quran is this. Okay. Are you comfortable, everybody, on Skype? I think there's no voice from there. It's all right. They must be comfortable. So, sorry?
Can I ask a question?
Let's complete this. What was I saying?
Testimony.
La ilaha means testimony. It means if a person accepts this idea is fundamentally what the Quran teaches. Everything is there. It is in Arabic. Most of the people must be familiar with it. La ilaha illallah. You must have heard this. Yes, couple of times. Yeah. La ilaha illallah is the backbone of everything. If someone thinks about religion, especially the religion of Islam, other religions as well. And in the Old Testament, you see La ilaha illallah, exactly the same phrase. There is no God, there is no deity on earth but God the Creator. So it is the backbone of all monotheist religions. So half of at least maybe a little bit more than half of the world population believes in La ilaha illallah, generally speaking. Right? 1.5 Muslims, 1.23 Catholics only, Protestants included. Not many Jews are not big in number. So, maybe more than 3, definitely 3 billion people somehow identify themselves with at the basic La ilaha illallah, which means this, what we have been talking. There is no deity, there is nothing in the universe which exists and its existence is necessary.
Even in Hinduism, there's aspects of monotheism.
Yeah, Hinduism as well. Yeah, they say the creator is something beyond this universe. So really, definitely more than half of the population of the world prescribe to this fundamental teaching, which is the backbone of really monotheistic religions, or the religions which say that, which are introduced to human beings through prophets. It means there's messengers, really. So when we say La ilaha, it means nothing is essentially necessary in its own essence, necessary to exist by itself in this world. Then we conclude that since the universe exists, so it needs an source of existence which must of necessity be necessarily existent one. That's the logical conclusion. And we don't ask for the necessarily existent one what its essence is, because in order to confirm the essence of the existence of a thing, it must be for us experimentable. It means we should be able to experience it. By definition, contingent beings cannot go beyond the contingent world in essence, not in conceptualizing the existence of it. Right?
I have a question. So what about the prophets who, can you tell that they had the experience of God, or that they got the essence of God?
No, that's impossible. None of the part of this contingent existence, it means universe, can have an experience of necessarily existent one, which is the source of existence of this universe, God. In order to be able to experience, if you like, to bring within our capacity of, to bring something within our capacity of perception, it means, we have to be very careful, it may be very tiring, it's very dense, but we have to be careful here. In order to be, in order to experience means I have to bring the thing within the capacity of my perception. It means I have to bring the thing within the contingent being. And, the absolute, the infinite cannot be brought into any contingent form. It means you cannot really bring an infinite, which is the infinite number, infinite, not the number, infinite, within any number category. So none of the numbers can experience the infinite. None of the numbers. Any number may say, if any number say, I experience the infinite, it is a lie. It's impossible.
Then what about the mirage? What would that
So
be?
no, it's not really Kaaba getting closer, being sure, being certain of its existence, not really going into infinite. Or it means necessary. It means if something, if anything is contingent by nature, it is, it means its essence is contingent. Are you with me with contingent?
Yes.
Cannot encompass necessary. Any number cannot encompass infinity. It's impossible. But, mathematically speaking, as some number n going to or getting closer to infinity but never touches it, that's called Kaaba. It's called Kaaba. It means n going to infinity. Do you understand that? You may understand.
He understands.
Yeah, going to infinity. But going to infinity never means reached it. It is impossible. It means for any contingent being cannot. So if we say that I am made, it automatically requires me to say somebody made me, who is God, because it is necessary. This existence, the source of existence, must be necessary one. So God is described in the Quran like this, the absolute necessary one. That's it, so simple. It means, with the language of the theology, the creator. We have been talking about the matter with the language of philosophy. Now, if you turn it into theology, we say God is the creator. That's by definition. And the creator, by definition, must be necessary and absolute and beyond. But very careful here. That's what we need to make the distinction between essence and existence. The essence of which is beyond the capacity of human beings or any created beings, any part of this being. But the existence of which can be approvable by human mind, conclusion, in the form of a conclusion. There must be so. There must be a creator. This universe must have a creator. Do you know him? Have you seen him? Have you experienced him? By definition, you cannot experience his essence, but you can experience his existence. His existence is logical conclusion. His existence, his logical conclusion. Do you see what I mean? So, do you believe in God? Yes. Why do you believe in God? Have you seen it, etc.? I believe in the creator of this universe in order to explain the existence of this universe. I am bound to. Logically, I am bound to, or if you like, I am hardwired. Whatever it is, that's how we are. That's how we are. We should not contradict ourselves. We should not deny our reality, saying that, nah, I don't care. Yeah, whoever made the universe, I don't mind, none of my business. Maybe it's happening by itself. These are very cheap way of using one's human qualities. You know, it's very cheap. It means you are not using yourself as a human being. You are contradicting yourself. You are denying your reality.
Yeah, so Ali, but can't we like get a little bit of an of a sense of the essence of God? Because his qualities, the qualities of any maker of anything, are then reflected in the thing that he makes, as you always say, that the qualities of God are demonstrated through the creation.
Be careful.
The qualities are not the essence?
Be careful. Be careful. You are approaching the case from an absolutely illogical base. Why? You are saying God's qualities are reflecting themselves, manifesting themselves in the creation. No. You cannot make this statement. But you can make, I know what you mean, but you can make the statement in a way that it logically will be consistent. I see the qualities are manifested in these contingent beings, pointing to the existence of their necessary source.
Okay.
Now we have to speak from, I see, for example, I'm looking at Omar, and I see that Omar has a shape. Omar's cells has a shape. Omar's eyes and ears and body has a shape. Although maybe his imagination and way of thought may not have a shape, but they have in other kinds of existence. And this shape is given to him.
Yeah.
Right? It's a synthetic, it's a synthetic sentence. It means I can experience it. You know, he has a shape different from the sun, right? It has been preferred a different shape from others. So the source of the shape, or let's make it a little bit one step ahead, the source of the existence of shape of Omar needs a necessary being. So by looking at Omar's shape, I say the source is the shape giver. That's what you mean. Shape giver. The essence of this shape giver, because it is first a necessary being, so it is beyond the perception of my capacity. I don't talk. That's what the wisdom scholars say, that we cannot speculate on the nature of God. By definition, you cannot. So we say that a necessary being exists, and this necessary being is the source of shape giving. It means in Arabic, musawwir, the one who shapes, gives shape. For example, Omar, when you look at an Omar, it exists. But since its existence is contingent, so we can easily say that the one who gave existence to him must have a necessary existence, and it must be the source of the existence of this contingent being, these contingent beings. It means he has his own existence. I don't know the nature of it, and he is the creator, a giver of existence. But do I know the nature of it? No. The essence of the nature of means essence of his creatorship? No. Do I know the existence of his creatorship? Yes, absolutely. That's my logical conclusion. I cannot deny myself. I cannot contradict myself. I cannot go against my human qualities. It means we shouldn't deny. this reality. It's so simple. So what the people make a mistake. One, they take the existence of God first and then speak. That's the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
The second biggest mistake, they start thinking of the essence of God rather than existence of God.
Yeah.
Right. So, does it make sense? This is what the foundations of belief in God really for most of the people who doesn't want to believe in God, they argue from here and there on the sides. For example, confused with essence and existence, and say, where did you get this idea of God? It is gained, it is acquired. It is not really, or it's learned, it's acquired. It's not really natural to your being. You learn it, they say. But not because I learned that I believe in God, because what the community or the general public teach me about God, I don't accept. So this is my own conclusion. I am not imitating my pastor, I am not imitating my imam, the religious leader, or I am not imitating any scholar, anything. That's my own personal conclusion. So everybody must have his or her own personal conclusion. So you can, if you imitate, it's not belief, because belief requires requires certainty. So if you imitate, you cannot be certain. You say, my father said, or my pastor said, or my minister said, or that's how they say, or I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, we believe. These are not
Or
belief.
even the prophet said. Or even the prophet said, right? Like,
Not because prophets
yeah,
said.
not because
No, because my own self-analysis, analysis of my own being, I conclude that nothing has necessary qualities in the universe, and for me, in order to explain these contingent beings, I need a source that's my own self concludes. So there is no divine, there's nothing in this world which has divine power, means necessary qualities. That means La ilaha, there's no deity, there's no God. Illallah, the one who is the source of the existence of this universe. So a person comes, this person may be Moses or Abraham or Jesus or Muhammad, doesn't matter. A person comes, whoever comes, says, the creator of this universe, because they speak with the language of theology, it's a religious language. The creator of this universe told me that this phrase is to be delivered to you. So you have to think about it. That was my conclusion. So I said, this phrase is true. And then carry on, confirming whatever he brings to me. I don't imitate it. I confirm. So belief or religion is not imitation. Belief is confirmation of what the prophets bring to you. But these outward forms of, rituals, etc., for example, I have to conclude myself that I need to worship this necessary existent one. It means, what do we mean by when we say we have to worship the necessary existent one? It means the source of the existence of this universe. I have to admit. I have to accept. I have to get in touch with the rest of the creation in order to recognize the source of them, or their source. That's worship. It means, for example, you are offered tea, you have to thank the source of the existence of the tea. That is worship. All right? But your thanking Risale, did you offer the tea or whoever offered you tea? Okay, Tariq or Abe. Abe offered you tea. You thank Abe not as the source of the existence of tea. He is the transferer. It means he is the vehicle, like a postman. Yes? The real letter is written by somebody and the postman is bringing it to you. We think, thank you, postman, but as soon as he goes, we open the letter. Yeah, because what the sender is saying there is my main concern. What we think, thank you, Abe, go. Go away. Right? So don't stay in between me and my creator or the creator of the tea. That is worship. Right? We have to do that. In every action that we experience in this world, we have to make a right decision of worshiping by discarding, disqualifying as to be the source of the existence of the things we receive, we exchange, we interact in this world. Saying, air, I breathe, and it is the source of my life. No, it is just a postman. The source of my life is the one who gives life to me by or through air. Air is just like Abe. It's not the source of the creation of tea. Air is not the source of the creation of life. Air doesn't have life in itself, and plus air is subject to continuous change, and so it needs to exist by giving its existence to it by someone else. So we know we breathe air and then I am alive now. Thank you, God, for giving me life. In a materialist manner, a simple minded, primitive people said, no, air is giving you life. He said, go man, go to the primary school and learn how to read and write alphabet first. You don't know how to think. You are very primitive. So we breathe air and say, praise be to God who gave me life. That's very important. That is worship. That's worship. So what was the question? I said worship is important. Where did it come from here? Anybody?
Rituals in regards to rituals.
The form of worship, not the essence of worship. The form of worship may be taught by the prophets that you have to, for example, worship God, and God told me that you can worship in this way. All right. I mean, let's say, for example, Alhamdulillah, or praise be to God, and when and how, these are outward form of religion. These are rituals taught by God, through the prophets. But the essence of belief is personal conviction. Adam? Brother Adam. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was Zane who was playing. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. It wasn't your mistake. We understand that. It's all right, alaykum salam. So this shouldn't be the outward form, or the rituals of religion should not be confused at all with the essence of religion or what we really believe is. So we cannot imitate in belief.
So the faith is personal. I can get to that by myself through the.
I have to, yeah.
However, the rituals have to be taught to me.
Okay,
Because
oh, it's all right. For example, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? You can count the numbers, and mathematics teacher tells you, these Arabic numbers are written in this way, 1, 2, 3, and you imitate your mathematics teacher. How do I write 2? Like this. Okay, I will like it. You imitate mathematics teacher. how to write too, but the numbers are within yourself. You have to discover. All the mathematics rules are within yourself. You have to discover it. But he may teach you, help you how to discover it, but you have to confirm it yourself. You cannot imitate mathematics teacher saying that m equals to how do you say m equals to e equals to mc squared. Sorry, e equals to mc squared. You say e equals to mc squared. Why my physics teacher taught me this? It is maybe valid for a child.
It needs to be proven.
Yeah, it needs to be proven. So it is valid for a child, not for a grown-up.
Yeah.
So you have to prove.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you said that I thought was interesting was that, you know, you don't thank air also because air doesn't need your thanks, first of all. Second of all, it's not going to do anything with it. Like the people who thank nature for like the existence of things, well, thank it all day long. It's not going to make any difference to nature, and it's not going to make any difference to you to thank nature for your existence, right? I mean, you should thank somebody who would at least appreciate your thanks.
Okay, if you don't mind, I am a little bit today all critical.
No, it's not.
So, but
But
if you say, when you establish your explanations on this base, we've got to be careful. Why? When you say air doesn't need your thinking, but somebody may extend this attitude, does God need my thinking? And say, he's absolute, he's, the God must be necessary one, so if something has a necessary existence, cannot be in need of anything by definition. By definition. So then why do you thank God then? We said religion means being consistent with yourself. Religion means this. Don't contradict yourself. Very simple. You conclude something, be honest to yourself. So, are you pleased when you are offered the tea? That something exists, the pleasure, the joy is an existence. That it's something exists. So you experience this, and at the same time you are given, or you have other qualities, not only enjoying the tea, appreciation. That is an independent existence in your being. So you have to appreciate. Another human beings have millions of different qualities, maybe billions, really numberless. The Muslim scholars say human beings have numberless qualities, endless qualities. We cannot get to the end, it means. Not absolute, but we cannot get to the end. We cannot count to the end. No, there is always one more to be discovered. As we talk today in the macro world, and equally in the micro world, there is no end. So we have these qualities. So you shouldn't contradict yourself. You are happy. You need to express this happiness. So you have to say, I'm pleased. With whom? With whom? With the air or with the life giver? That's worship. We need to express thinking. If we don't, we are naughty children. Why? You know the naughty children, when they get the toys, they forget that, to thank the one who uncle or auntie brought the toy to them. They start playing with the toy. And the mother kicks him or her by side. Thank him, or thank her. So we are, thank you, mom, thank you, auntie, and carry on with the toys. This is a childish attitude. And mature man or adult person must be consistent. But when you are happy with it, you need to thank, and you have to thank. But you have to thank the right source. You cannot thank the air because it's, or let's say, a postman brought you a check, all right. You cannot thank the postman only and say, so thank you for giving me the check. The postman said, excuse me, what is it? "Oh, it's the envelope I brought you. I don't know even. I don't have the money. The check written by somebody. He has the money. Go and thank him, not me." The postman says. The air says. The air molecules say, don't thank me. I don't have life. Right? Thank the one who is the source of the existence of life. So we have to thank. That's why we have to worship. For the absolute, necessary, existent one, nothing to do with it. It should be, logically. It's my duty to worship. It's my duty to worship. It's nothing to do with him or with the Creator. With him, with her, with it, doesn't matter. With the Creator, the source of existence. I have to be consistent. I have to be honest to myself. If someone breathes the air and does not express his or her thankfulness, pleasure, gratefulness to the giver of life, this person is a dishonest person.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
So the way how you are explaining the way how you can understand God seems to be very logical, almost a matter of common sense. But still there are more than 3 billion people which claim not to be living in anything. Why is it so? Why not everybody
Everybody's free.
is following the God, is
So
accepting this,
there are,
this
the
God?
people are free.
So what does it tell you about the Creator?
But the Creator, from my own experience, made me free. Either I thank my father or my mother. She prepared me food as a means, of course. Or I don't. I may be honest. I may not be honest. I'm free to be honest. I'm free not to be honest. So if I had to be honest, I would be a robot, not human being. I am a human being. That's my reality. I know that I have been given free will to choose, to confirm what is innately instinctive in my being, or to deny it. I am free to reject it. That's why I am how I am made. That's why in this world, I can be grateful to God. I may not be grateful to God. I am free. My Creator, whoever my Creator is, gave me this quality. That's how I am in this world. So I cannot blame anybody. I can blame myself if I am not honest to my reality.
So my question, even more specific, would be, why were we created with a free will? So we can deny God.
No, we can deny God. That's true. Why were we created? Ask Him. I didn't create Him.
No, why the free will?
I
was
see.
created?
Yeah. What I see, I have to be in this world. Realistic means I have to experience my own reality in this world. I find myself with eyes to see. I'm seeing, right? You are seeing it. That's my reality. I find myself with ears to hear. I'm here. If someone speaks to me loud enough, I hear. I find myself to have free will. I have to use it. I have to use it. I find myself to have free will. I have to use it. If I ask why, it means I am going into the very area or field of eternal, necessary being and asking him. It is not within my capacity to go out of this universe. I have to be realistic with myself. Okay? I have been given a trust that's called in the language of Islamic theology. Everything is given to us in the form of a trust. All right, I'm giving you the tea. You are free, whether you thank the creator of the tea, or you may not. You are free. I made you free. So you will investigate in order to experience your freedom. Which way should I choose? Which is right, which is wrong? Otherwise, we would be, to me, I'm not asking him, I'm experiencing my own reality and trying to make sense of my own reality. You know, if I didn't have my free choice, I would be a robot and I wouldn't really discover the mystery of the qualities of the creator of this world. It means I wouldn't be able to relate myself to my creator. For example, from the very basic of my existence, I say, my creator has given me my basic existence. So he must exist. He's letting me know through my experience that he must exist. Essence of it, the nature of it, I don't know, but he must exist. So I have been given, for example, wisdom, knowledge. So I understand that the source of my existence is or has absolute knowledge, absolute wisdom. All right? Use your, what was the word? Trusts in order to relate yourself to your source. That's why we are here. Of course, I sounded today from the very beginning at a very logical way of thinking. That was the logical side of it, but human beings don't have only logic. We have, emotions, for example. Do you love your mother? There's no logical reason, really. She is somewhere else, you are here. I know that she's not with you now. So, for example, my mother died, passed away. I still love her. Her love is with me. She passed away, but it's my experience. That's my life. That's how I am. So we have many other, endless other qualities. So free will is from my experience. I'm not reading the mind of God. All right? I'm not reading God's mind. From my own experience, I am experiencing that I'm very thankful for the free will, because only through usage of the free will that I make choices. Only through making choices that I am aware of what I am doing, I am making the distinction between right and wrong. That's how I am developing, improving my human qualities in order to relate these human qualities to its source, so that I will know exactly who my creator is. I wouldn't really be ignorant of it. I wouldn't really remain ignorant of it. That's what I am experiencing here. So thanks to the free will, we relate ourselves to our creator and get to know him better. So make the improvement in our human qualities, saying that, for example, I have to be just. I have to be honest, I have to be merciful, yeah. I have to be kind, I have to be compassionate, and I have to defend my own existence, yeah, if someone attacks me. I should make the right choice, not wrong choice. All these, all the books filled the shelves of the libraries are investigations within the creation in order to relate the source of those information, who he is. So when you study biology or microbiology at a certain level, what are you doing in reality? You are discovering step by step the qualities of the Creator. So you are relating all these things to him. So you are really making a development as appropriate to a human being. We have to make progress. We cannot remain equal in 2 days. That's the sayings of the prophet. If somebody's 2 days are equal to each other, he is in loss. Yeah? Shouldn't be. That is due to or thanks to free will. If I didn't have a free will, for example, this camera cannot really improve itself. An intelligent will outside of it should add something to it because it doesn't have a free will. Even some animals have some free will. What we do, we can teach them. Although limited, not human beings, we can teach them something limited, whatever it is. Don't you like, for example, to have a very domestic friendly dog or cat than a wild one? Teaching is better. That's what I like. I love. I like everybody, but I can think of myself only. That's why I say I. You can think of yourself as well. If I learn something new, that's my reward of the day. I really love it. I really enjoy it. What does it mean? The one who made me with the quality to, or with the trust to love making progress, learning something new. I have to be honest my reality. I have to learn every day anew. Related to the real source. You can find some tea in the white thermos, if you like. Oh, there is tea there, isn't there?
Right there.
There is? Yeah.
Also water.
What? Yeah. Yeah. So it is good that we have free will. That's how we make progress.
Yeah,
As
but
a
it can,
human being.
but it can also work the other way around.
Yeah.
Can you also see the free will as a tool of a fall of the human being?
Oh, that is up to you. You see, if there was no option of making a mistake, there would be no option of making the right decision. So that is necessary in this world. That's why we say we know the things with their opposites. That's the very famous logical statement. If there was no opposite, we wouldn't be able to know the existence of the thing that we are given. This very conventional example is if there was no dark or less light, we wouldn't be able to realize the existence of light. So that's something that if there was no ignorance or not knowing, there would be no way to know, to learn. So there's an alternative. That's what the Quran says. The Quran we study on Wednesdays the eloquence of the Quran. It's beautiful. Quran says, be a man of truth. Ahlul Haq. Confirm the truth. It doesn't say confirm me. Confirm the truth. What does it mean? That is your reality. Be honest to yourself. You will be a real human being. Or real means really right human being. It means you have used your reality in the right way. So you understand that everything has a really beautiful purpose in their existence. We have to think about it and use it in the right way. Try to use it in the right way. It doesn't mean that we have to always make the right decisions. It must be our aim, but we fall. We may sometimes not learn anything, not make any discovery for a day or so. Maybe sometimes dishonest. For how long have you been studying with your thesis and have experiments? Are you doing experiments?
Oh, sure.
So for how many years?
I'm starting my 4th year.
The fourth year? Have you not finished? Oh, I don't know, but
It takes
have
a
you
long
finished
time.
your? Yeah. I understand
Like
that.
an average like 6 or 7 years, and I haven't finished the discovery yet. But
Not yet.
I'm
You
heading
see?
there.
Are you eager to do that?
Sure.
What do you want? You have been trying. Isn't that good that you have a free will to choose to carry on your research rather than go home and sleep?
I do it too, though.
At night, for sometimes. So it's how we are. That's our reality. People say, generally, that religion answers the question why, science answers the question how. I think this is the biggest mistake that human beings have ever made. Religion answers the question how. The question why is irrelevant.
Oh.
Think about it, you will find it, because you are intelligent people. The question why is to be sent or referred to God, which we cannot communicate with God directly because He is absolute, He is necessary being, He is not a contingent being, He is not a part of this universe, and I cannot go out of this universe. So, but question how, here we are, we can really experience the creation, the world, and find out how the things are given existence. So, use it. Do you have eyes? Use it. Use them. Do you have brain? Use them. Do you have free will? Use them. So, can you make the distinction between right and wrong? Be careful to make the distinction between right and wrong and approve the right, approve the justice, disapprove the wrong, reject the injustice. Reject injustice. Be consistent within yourself. So that's how we are. That's how we are, not why we are. So do we have the sense of confirming the truth? Confirm it. Because we have it. Why do you reject? Why do we reject? Truth means really, my existence depends on the creator of the universe. So I have to refer everything to Him because I cannot refer anything to anything other than the creator of the universe. We can use the religious language now, leave the philosophical language, the necessary being. It's creator, God. So that's called God. Now, but if you like, you may find another word for it. Doesn't matter. If you mean the content of that word means the creator of the universe, okay, accept it. That's what we want to say. So we have to be honest within the conditions of this universe, and in this universe we can experience only how the things are not happening given existence. That's the difference. The thing, when you study in lab, you don't say this is happening. No, it's wrong. It doesn't happen by itself. It's theological. It's given existence in this way. So refer that event to its source. That's worship. If you do this, you are a worshipper of God. That's it. That's the point. If you don't do it, even if you go everywhere every day to church or mosque, you are not worshiping God. Do you see the difference? It's very essential. Inshallah, God willing, we can all do that. So we had this discussion today. It's very exciting. Very
I'm
exciting.
speechless.
Yeah, very exciting. We have to be sure of our stand. We shouldn't be, if you like, but it may cause a little bit controversy, but inshallah we are ready to hear this. We shouldn't be religious. We should be worshippers of God. Religiosity covers up the sense of worship in our daily life. So religiosity mostly takes over the real practice of one's belief in the form of worship of God. So religiosity may hijack worship with God consciousness. Religiosity may make very outward form.
What do you mean by
I mean, following certain religion, and I don't care. That's my religion. You know, I go to church every Sunday, or I go to mosque every Friday. I pray my 5 daily prayers, and that's it. I'm done.
Okay, so
Not being
so the outward actions.
Rituals.
Like
But-
which other people can observe, basically, right? It's like
Actually-
extrinsic.
Yeah. Say, please
Yeah,
complete
it's
your
much
sentence.
easier to do that than the,
It is an escapism.
yeah.
It is escaping, if you like, from yourself. It is not the way to utilize your own human qualities. It is running away from yourself. You know, cheap way of dealing with the truth. Saying that we are Muslims, or we are Christians or Jews, and saying, okay, what am I expected to do? Tell me. So you have to pray 5 times a day, or Christian, come and to church and be a member of the church, and you have to make your denomination sure which denomination you belong to, and then follow your pastor, whatever he says, and that's okay. But you miss your life, whole life, from having the opportunity to worship God 24/7.
Can I have a question? I would argue with that. I mean, the being religious, it has also a certain value. I understand it as
Yeah.
it provides you a certain framework to
Yeah.
do the worshiping.
Yeah.
So it has a value. It has
Yes.
meaning.
Yeah.
We shouldn't like overestimate it, but it has its importance.
Yeah. Do you know? It has a meaning from the start. If someone says, I believe in God, or I have to follow religion, it has an existential reason for him to choose to be a religion from the start. For example, looks at the universe, which is experimental again, and it says, it cannot happen by itself. No. It must have a creator. That's very experiential. That's very true. Right? But afterwards, it has its value. But afterwards, doesn't carry on the same way as he started, she started. Leaves everything to religion because he says, I concluded that this universe has a creator. That is beautiful to start with. How about my life now? How about the creator of tree? T? How about the creator of my mind? How about the creator of my red or white, how did it, compulsion? Say the word? Red cells. How the
Red blood cells,
corpus?
erythrocytes,
Sorry?
Corpuscle.
Corpuscles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. No, I don't
I
know.
think you mean like red and white blood cells, erythrocytes,
Cells, okay.
whatever.
So, are you experiencing them as a gift? As a gift, as a trust from your Creator? And are you thanking your Creator because He has given you not millions, no, but is it enough to say billions of benefit? Billions and billions, trillions of benefit in your one day life? Everything is perfectly adjusted and given all the benefits to you. So are you really being thankful to the Creator of your one cell in your body? Or one of your, I don't know, member of your body? Even your senses, emotions? For example, when you smell something nice, you like it, you enjoy it, yes? To be able to smell and to be able to recognize, to be able to enjoy it, they are all given. So we should not reduce religion to only outward form. Of course, it has a legitimate base, but why not to expand it and let it impenetrate into your whole life? It is possible. You can say, I can move my hand now. Thank God, the Creator. Yeah? I can, for example, I am aware that I need to move my hand because of awareness. I have to thank God who made me aware of my actions. I know what I'm doing. It's my consciousness. It's endless way of worship, including going to church or mosque and following religious actions. But what we have done here today emphasize on the importance of worship, not the secondary part of it is religious rituals, religiosity, or doing some religious actions. Only religious actions doesn't, if you like, make you an honest person. But religious life does not provide you with the sense of worship. But sense of worship makes you religion or religious. So sense of worship is the source of religious life. Religious life is not the source of sense of worship. That's what we have to make the distinction. It means our religious actions do not, if you like, give birth or produce belief, but belief is the source of actions. So we should give the priority to consciousness of worship, not other way around. It is a matter of priority. It's not alternative. It means worship alternative to religiosity. No. Priority. So we have to give, inshallah, God willing, priority to sense of worship. And means really use your human qualities. And my favorite word is, be honest to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. So inshallah we can stop here today. Okay. Yeah. I think we can stop if there is no question. No question? But you used to ask most of questions. Today you are very quiet. Because we are today.
I asked a question, but it is a little bit complicated. Like, if you have this awareness, like I find that it's very exhausting, to live
It's
this
really?
way. It's exhausting.
I see.
Because I think that the way how we are brought up in the modern society is really focusing a lot on the material world. So that's what's natural for me. Because I'm the part of Western education and culture, the way how I studied was not this way, And so to try to live in a way that I'm always aware that everything comes from God, I'm not used to it and it's exhausting for me.
Because everything around is like going against this idea.
Everything's going against it, and in my work, in science, I have to produce the results, I have to focus.
Of course.
So I focus on the thing itself,
Yes.
but I feel like the creator is behind it. But if I focus on what's behind, the science, I am not able so much to focus on science. Actually, then I become more interested in this connection with the creator and I lose the interest in the science.
So,
And that brings me to trouble.
no,
And
Christina,
I don't know how to solve this.
this very easy, Christina. Something are misunderstood here. You know why? When you concentrate on what is happening in this world and what they refer to, do you understand? The things are happening and what they refer to, you said behind it. Yeah.
Yes.
It is automatic. It is automatic. Why? Because the concept of religion in this culture, not only in the Western culture, in Eastern culture as well, it's very wide. Your work is different from your religious life. What we did today, your work is the place of your religious life. The church is in your lab. But you can go to church when you got out of lab. But while you are in the lab, you can be in the church by being aware. Religion is awareness. Religion is consciousness. It means when something happens there, it is happening as I observe it, not because of itself. That's so simple. Because it is given existence in this way. That's it. That's so simple. So you should not be put off from your lab work. If you are a very religious man, you have to work even more in the lab in order to appreciate the Creator's qualities, disclosing themselves to you. It is so blessing. It is so good, a good opportunity that we should use, all of us. That has nothing to do with putting you off from your work if you really think of God. Because it is, in the Quran, those people, it is told that those people who go to convents,
Monasteries?
Yeah, that's right.
convent, monasteries. And God says in the Quran, they are good people, but we haven't prescribed them to go to convents. It means you should not separate your daily life from your religious life. Your religious life is within your daily life. That pattern of thinking is not widely known. Especially in the West, religion is institutionalized. Now, Muslims are on the same way, institutionalizing the religion. They love it. They love it. So, if the religion is institutionalized, you have to separate your life, and of course, you live dichotomy. So, you will have two personalities. In the lab, you observe what is going on independently of their creator. When you go to church, you think of God independently of your experience. It becomes inhuman. It's not human. It's very easy. So just make your experiments everyday study. It's the best thing for a person, for a human being, to be in a lab and observe what God's art is, how God's art is manifesting itself. That's really the blessing for you that you are working in a lab. So you shouldn't be tiring.
I
No,
know
it's
this,
very.
but it's hard to do because you have to compete with the other people. I know the theory, you know,
Yeah.
and I try
Practice
to do that, but I find that it's very hard in practice.
You practice it because the people around you, we all know what's going on in the discipline of biology. People love not relating the creation, the actions we observe in this world to its source, but to themselves. Just change the language. That's it for yourself. Someone may not agree with you. They have the right. They have the opportunity to disagree with you. Everybody is given the choice. You have to use your own choice in the way to confirm your own reality. We have to do that.
But
We
it's
have to be honest.
But it's also called, what you used to say, is training. It's a part of
Training,
your
spiritual
training. How
training.
you train your mind to think both ways. And then understand that everything happens because our Creator allows it to happen, and then He uses you as a vehicle to try to help other people, let's say disasters. Right? I'm a nurse, so if nobody gets sick, I get no work.
That's
Correct?
so.
That's a part of life.
So, Christina, do you know how to ride a bicycle? Yeah. When did you learn it? When you were very young. Yeah. Especially because I'm guessing that because of your background, when we maybe 3-4 years old, we learned it. Is it right? Somewhere there. But in the poor countries, people can get a bicycle only after 17, 16, 20 years old. You know, they can have a bicycle now. For them, can you imagine how to learn, how they learn how to ride a bicycle? Oh, it seems to me in the beginning it's impossible. The first day, do you remember the first day you started, you tried, how many times you fell off the bike? Yeah, and then what happened to your knees?
Scraped, all that.
Sorry?
The knees get scraped.
Yeah,
start bleeding all over.
but
You start with
after learning it,
Start with training wheels.
after learning it, you don't realize even you are riding a bicycle. The life goes so smooth and easy. Just make the decision to, I'm going to learn how to ride the bicycle. We may fall 1 or 2 twice. That's quite normal. That's how we learn. You know, that's how we learn. If we don't make any mistake, we don't learn. That's how we are. So the distinction I made between how and why is an irrelevant question, how is the real question that we deal as far as religion is concerned, that means we have to learn how to live in this world and observe how the things are coming into existence. It's very beautiful to me. It's excellent. You can really learn this very quickly because you have already endowed with, given with certain qualities that how to use your mind, train yourself. You don't easily make categorical, logical mistakes because you are trained. Right? Do you understand what I mean by logical, categorical mistakes or categorical, logical mistake? I don't know which one is true. Which one is true? Logical, categorical mistakes. It means categorical mistakes. You know that this is right, this is wrong. You know, logical mistakes. You have been training them. Your emotions accompany. Don't worry. That first you understand that the tea is given to you by the Lord of this world. That's God. So your emotions turn their face to Him and say, thank you. I am pleased with my Creator. is an entertaining way. Accompanies it. It is the corollary of actually the very physical action that you are taking through your logical conclusions. So the senses follow. For example, first you remember what sacrifice that the mother made for you. And then, look, you smiled. You
You also
remember?
smile.
Yes, yes, yes. That was something nice, enjoyable. Turn the smile to God. He created her for you. Right? It's very simple. First make your mind up. And then emotions definitely accompany it. Making decision is the first thing. You want to answer?
I think you answered. I think refer back to the science and how to see it in your life. I don't think you have to prove anything to anybody. Like you said, it's something. It's logical, and I prove it to myself.
In yourself.
So there's no need to prove it to anybody else.
It's in you.
Yeah.
You don't have to prove it. You don't have to demonstrate it, or you don't have to claim something. It is your belief is you yourself. Right? You cannot borrow it, and you cannot really bequeath it to somebody else. Your belief is yourself. You cannot inherit belief from your father. You cannot really transfer it to your child. Everybody has to come to his own conclusion.
Kind of mentioned this last Saturday when we were talking about Surah Al-Bashiyah. Lasta alayhim bimusaytir. You cannot compel,
And if anybody, and even your child or your father, and also what is important, you cannot inherit either. Belief cannot be transferable. Knowledge is, but not the belief. Not the belief. You have to decide it. That's why we are responsible to make up our minds at the age of adult, if you like. No, before we are adult, we cannot make decisions. We are not responsible to make our minds up. Before the age of adult. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you. Okay, that's it. That was expected. We have been expecting your question.
So you talked about this worldview affecting how someone operates in the lab or in daily life with biology. How do you do this with the study of history, for example, or sociology?
Okay, you can do that. You can do that because at the beginning, at the beginning we said every quality of a human being has an independent existence, and this existence has some ingredients in it. Every ingredient has an independent existence. For example, your brain has its own existence, you have your own existence, your thinking ability has its own existence, you have to refer it, your memory has its own existence as well. So from the memory, when you learn what happened in the past, this memory transformation comes into your life as an independent existence. So you have to really treat it as an independent existence. What am I going to do with this knowledge now that I have gathered from history? So you can say that this is created for me right now. But what? The memory of it. So you have to deal with the memory of it. You can say, for example, in the past, the society experienced this as a result of the creation of God. So you can say God created some societies with certain conditions, and within these certain conditions, they have made this kind of decisions. Of course, you don't know exactly how it is narrated to you, but you are responsible only for analyzing what is narrated to you, because you cannot go back into the past. If you could, you will be responsible for it. Go back into the past centuries and see how the people are observing them. It's a general statement, of course, not a very practical one. But for example, studying philosophy, studying sociology, for example, when you study sociology or philosophy, how other people are thinking, you are learning how they are thinking. As you learn, that is if you like, these are data for you, data to analyze. And refer this data is created by God and given to you. Appreciate it and thank God for what He has transferred to you. But of course, practically we may talk a lot, but I'm just really giving a very, if you like, concise methodology. How can we transfer any kind of phenomenon, which exists in this world, and utilize it in order to understand and appreciate the source of its existence. Any kind of event. Maybe knowledge, maybe imagination, yeah, whatever. Hardware, software, whatever. Everything.
So if someone comes to let's say in philosophy and thought, someone comes to a conclusion, we study it, but we see it as illogical or false. I still attribute the creation of this thought to God.
Of course, saying that you taught me what was wrong. So 2 + 2 makes 5, somebody said. You say 2 + 2 makes 5 doesn't make sense, I cannot accept it. That's your version. God taught me this. I'm thankful, God. I'm thankful to you, my God. You taught me that this is a wrong statement. It's very simple, of course. I'm oversimplifying the case.
And other times you see truth or...
And then to take the pleasure. I ask the mathematicians how they find a good equation, how they are happy. They made a party. When somebody finds a good equation, they made a party in the department. If you find something interesting in the lab, what do they do? Oh, great! So let's have a party.
Even if I don't find anything interesting.
they have a party. So they love parties. Okay, I think we have to stop because I have another program. So you may carry on, but I have to leave to my room. Not you can stay here. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. So guys in the Skype, are you happy? Would you like to add or any comment or question? Osman. Okay. God bless you, Osman. So, you can speak. Do you know Osman in Philadelphia? Osman?
I do.
You can say salam to him. But the microphone hears you. Microphone is a conference microphone.
Hey Osman, how are you?
Maybe there's advanced in a way.